All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Agar Capital. Glad to be with you this morning and every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on our YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future videos. Comment any of your questions and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos, of course. Thanks again for joining me. Let's go ahead and rock and roll. Good morning. Dow futures down about 74 points this morning, 37,857. NASDAQ futures down about a quarter point, 16,981. We were at 17,000 yesterday. 17,046 was the high, so we're about 66 points away from that. The S&P 500 futures, 4810, still above 4,800. That hit a new all-time high yesterday and overnight at 4824. Russell futures 2042, that's down about 1.12%. 10-year treasury yields are now below 3.9. I saw the 30-year being below 40. Below 4. Let me confirm that. Yep, the 30-year is now below 4% at 3.99. The 5-year is at 3.874, and the 2-year is at 4.37. So just reading it from the app here, investing.com. Crude oil is up 1.5% this morning, 75.07 a barrel. 221 for gasoline, up 0.54%. That's really mostly on the dollar. As you know, the dollar has been falling. It's bouncing up today, 102.26, up 0.09%. 12.54 for the VIX, up very slightly. Gold futures are down $2, 20.50 currently. Silver futures 24.57, up 1%. $3.91 for copper futures, up 0.31%. Euro dollar down about 18 pips, 109.61. 143.41 for the dollar yen. That's been pretty volatile lately, down about 42 pips. Dollar Canadian dollar 133.42. That's up about 10. Pound dollar is down about 69 pips at 126.60. Bitcoin continues to go higher, 44,000, up 4%. We traded Mara yesterday. As you know, we got that break above 20. I'll go ahead and chart it here in a second. 22.58 for Ethereum, up 3.72%. Good morning, everyone. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin futures so we know exactly what we're targeting. Bitcoin futures are up. You do have a slight gap to fill here at 44,759. So it looks like 45,000 might be coming by the end of the week. And the reason I say that is because we do have some dollar-centric or dollar-sensitive events that's going to happen. Tomorrow we have a GDP number coming out. And on Friday, we do have the consumer confidence report, the University of Michigan consumer sentiment. And again, like we've talked about, that's very, it's kind of like a proxy for gas prices. And I was talking about that on the radio on the Discord server with the team, that again, these kind of sentiment readings, the consumer, I mean, name an industry where you see the prices advertised in your face before you even walk in the door. Gas stations and maybe the stock market at that point. That's really the only two really numbers that are kind of shown in your face. So again, if stocks are higher, people are going to feel better. If gas prices are lower, people are going to feel better. So I expect that consumer confidence report to be a pretty good positive as we go ahead and start into the Santa rally. I want to pivot there. So let's go ahead and take a look here at a question on the masterclass. I'll take a look at there in a second. Well, let me check just in case my thing is muted, because sometimes people do tell me what's up. Today has to be our day. There you go. All right, Jay knows what's up. I'll talk to you more, Jay, on the radio. Sometimes my masterclass and some of the members, they'll tell me, oh, the mic is muted. So I do like to check the messages sometimes during the day, during the video, excuse me. All right, so here's some of the information regarding the Santa rally. You know, that's something that people have talked about, right? So here we are. It's official. Santa Claus rally starts on Friday. It is the last 5 days of the year and the first 2 days of next year. Turns out these 7 days are more likely to be higher than any other 7 days of the year, up 79.5% of the time, nearly 80% of the time. Maybe you should believe. So again, the return on that end in terms of average performance is right about 1.32%. That's what we're looking for. So again, that starts on Friday. Pretty much in line with that consumer confidence number. So again, I do expect Friday to us to get a little more juice to the upside. But there's the other side. Obviously, not everything can happen the way we want sometimes. Over the past 30 years, the big warning has been there was no Santa Claus rally. So Years like 2000 and 2008 saw potential warning signs when Santa did not show up. So the last time we did not have a Santa rally was the 2015 to 2016. 2016 wasn't exactly, you know, gangbusters either, but it was up 9.5% for the calendar year. 2004 was up 3%, but again, you could see like 2008 down 38.5%, and in 1999 down about 10%. So the Santa Claus rally does help, but it doesn't tell the whole story. So again, the next couple of days will be key, and I have been saying this over and over on the radio, is that we want to get as much as we can this week, because we know in those short weeks it is very tough to trade. We will do our best. I don't expect much, but again, just kind of, we're going to keep an eye on futures as we trade during the shortened holiday weeks. There's 2 weeks of them, so you have Christmas and you have New Year. So we're going to keep an eye and make sure to keep our risk in check as we try to get as much as we can today. This week, excuse me. Let's answer some questions rather quickly. SPY all-time high by today. Let me see where the all-time high is on SPY. I believe it already hit there. Oh, not yet. Technically, is it all-time high, including dividend? That's called total return. All-time highs should be by the end of the year, like I've been saying. That's 480. So more than likely, that's probably going to be the most conservative view on there. Again, that includes the Santa rally, as we know. That's coming. I assume the reason you're asking me is probably you want to get some SPY calls for the end of the week. The 480s, again, that's a little OTM. So I assume that the 475s will probably get some volume, 476 or so. The 480s would be interesting to trade by the end of the week. Who knows what we get? Let's see the premiums. But I say by the end of the week is more than likely where we'll get to those all-time highs on SPY. I'd probably put that percentage right around 60%. And the chance that we'll get there by the end of the year, I'll put that around 90%. I think that's pretty much set in stone. It's the thing with options trading is that, yes, you can have your thesis, you can have your targets, but it's not enough to be right. You got to get right on time. So we don't know until we know. That's all we can do. I expect us to get to all-time highs. I've been saying that since June. But again, when, what day, that's where the money's made. It's easy to say, yeah, stocks are going to go up, but you got to say when. That's kind of the key. Any reason why ES shows a high of January 22 at 5,033? Yeah, that's just a different contract. So you go to trade, you go to futures trader. Let's see here. Oh, sorry, you got to go to ES. So remember, there's multiple contracts. It's not just one. We're quoting the March contract. So again, you can see, I don't see a January here, but if you look for March 2025, the ask is at 5,000. So, I mean, it's just difference in contracts. So your best bet is to keep always an eye on the current contract, which has the most volume, and then also look at SPX. That's the S&P spot, 4768 versus 4809. That's a wide spread as of right now. That SPX number should come down as we open, as we're trying to find fair value. So again, that's just based on futures contracts. Again, those are derivatives of the index. The index is the real meat. So again, SPX, that's the number. That's why I said on that tweet about all-time highs, I made sure to say SPX. Having ES or S&P futures, I mean, that could be rolled over. Again, prices can go higher or lower regardless. But again, it is not the current price. That's the deal. Hence called futures. Hood. Robinhood, I have an alert above 1323. It looks like it broke above it overnight, which is nice. Your next target is looking at around 1524. I'll keep an eye on any kind of unusual options activity there, but that would be the money target, is around $15 a share. It still needs a lot, but again, a nice breakout above this previous high in July. So that's where we are on Hood. Mara, we caught yesterday, and again, that's continuing to go higher. We were looking, let's see here. Give me a second, team. Mara. Yeah, we had the 22 calls. So they're deep in the money. Yesterday it closed slightly less in the money. So if you guys have runners, enjoy them. Have fun. It expires this week. We still have more to go, guys. You're not too late. I still think Mara gets to 26. The problem is that when. That's kind of the deal. When are we going to get there? So again, we'll see the volume, and we'll talk about it more on the server as the day progresses. NVIDIA over 500. It already was there. So yeah, Nvidia will be above 500. The question is when. And the thing is that if you buy the 500 calls today, you can get chopped up until Friday, and then next week it soars. So it's too expensive for us to do any kind of calls on Nvidia. I traded AMD yesterday, and I think AMD goes higher. It's pulling back a little bit now. You could see kind of just, again, at the top end of the range on the 1 hour consolidation here. I think by tomorrow or Friday, we get to 145 on AMD. I prefer to trade AMD on options instead of Nvidia, just due to the cost. Nvidia by end of the week, I mean, again, I think Nvidia goes higher, of course. Been saying that forever. The question is when. If you buy the 500 calls now, you're going to pay a lot of money, and then you can get chopped up, and then there goes your premiums. So I don't think it's worth trading until really you break above 505.48, and that's going to be expensive anyways. Let's go and take a look at MSTR. Similar to Mara, if you want to trade it, your resistance here is around 621. MicroStrategy, again, this is Bitcoin. So we're looking for really 602, and then you got as much as possibly 800 for more upside. The problem is that the option side is just too expensive, if there's even options. So what we've been doing is just really trading Mara, and we know how that stock has been moving, so we're going to kind of stick with that. But MSTR is kind of in the same boat. It's just a different price, higher price. Let's go and take a look at Google. To have that gap to fill here, that's done with. If we're looking for more upside, again, the target is 140. It is up this morning, so you probably missed that boat. If we're looking for continuation, again, I trade GOOG. So let me see. I mean, just because of what I'm used to, and I already have the alerts there. I have an alert above 142.26. Goog and Google are basically the same. They're Class A, Class B shares. Again, I just use GOOG. If we get above 142.26, yes, I would target possibly the 144s to 145 calls. We'll probably put that on the watch list for next week. Again, I don't expect much trading the next couple of weeks because it is a short week and we don't do well. So again, we're just going to prepare ourselves for 2024, kind of focus more on the future side of anything else. You're very welcome. Thank you for being on the video this morning on YouTube Live. All right, so that's where we are this morning. Again, kind of pulling back a little bit. Can't really be too concerned. And I've been saying it before, and I'll say it again. It's a buy the dip market until further notice. And when is further notice? When we get back at the desk in 2024. That's pretty much buy the dip there. I think we're going to get that Santa rally that everyone is talking about. But the gain on average is only about 1% on the S&P. So not exactly, throw the fireworks in the air. It's a nice return, but we'll see what we get moving forward there. So again, I think as long as you stay above 4,800, you're pretty solid on the S&P. And NASDAQ has just been every dip being bought upside. And that's with Apple and Nvidia kind of being held back. A Google breakout would pave the way for a great 2024. It will be a great 2024, actually. That's what we're going to preview very soon. So I do have to get the outlines for the videos. It's all going to be on YouTube, so don't worry. We're going to do the year review, the year preview. We're going to talk about stocks to watch with the top 10. We're going to talk about the themes to watch. I'll give you guys my S&P target for the end of the year for next year. And just going to be like 2023. We're going to do great things, and I'm excited for it. So, I mean, we're only about, 11 days away, 12 days away from that? Very exciting, 2 weeks. Let's make sure to kill it. As always, let's have a great Wednesday, and I will see you guys on the Discord server. If you're interested in joining the market blog, please take a look at the description box below. You can get access. It is free forever for everybody. Thoughts on Palantir? Last one. I do love me some Palantir, but it hasn't been complying with what I want. So again, above 2030, that's where we get interested. This right here, no thanks. I don't want to trade that at all. So there you are. Have a great rest of your morning. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.